Hello there, you amazing viewers and subscribers, and this isn't going to be a Doctor Who video for today, so I'm going to be talking about how do I rank the Spider-Man films. Now, Marvel is my all-time favourite superhero franchise, from Spider-Man to Iron Man. I absolutely love the MCU. I kind of love the stuff that Sony's done with Spider-Man, with Tobey Maguire, not so much with Andrew Garfield. So tomorrow I am going to see Spider-Man No Way Home. So I thought I'd sit here, do my whole ranking video, how do I rank each of the previous films, and what I'm so looking forward to it. I mean, even though next year we do have Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 2 coming out, I think. So I thought I'd sit here and rank the Spider-Man movies and what do I personally think about them. Now, my all-time favourite Spider-Man has got to be Tom Holland. I absolutely love Tom Holland as Spider-Man. I really think he's great. Now, Spider-Man has also appeared in Captain America Civil War, Avengers Infinity War, and Avengers Endgame. I'm not really going to add the other MCU team-up films in this. I'm focusing on the Spider-Man films only. So when I come to a ranking of the Iron Man films 1, 2, and 3, there will be no Avengers and stuff coming out. Not even the Captain America Civil War. So anyway, that's what I just want to say about that one, because I do want to start talking about Marvel stuff as well, because I absolutely love Marvel. So I thought I'd talk about Spider-Man. Spider-Man's my favourite. To be honest with you, Spider-Man is actually my all-time favourite superhero. Ever since I was a kid, I remember going in 2002 to go and watch the one with Tobey Maguire in the cinema with my mum and dad. And I've been to the cinema quite a few times to see Spider-Man. I watched Spider-Man Homecoming twice in cinema. I went to see Far From Home on my own. And tomorrow I'm going to go and see Spider-Man No Way Home. So I'm quite looking forward to sitting down in the cinema watching No Way Home. I'm absolutely looking forward to it. So I'm going to sit here and rank the other Spider-Man films. So coming in 8th place, I've actually done 8 of these. So in 8th place, it is Spider-Man 3 from 2007. Yeah, this one for me, it could have been so much more great. You got so much stuff going on in it. They've got kind of like story arc of the Sandman, the kind of storytelling going on with Harry Osborn, and they're just throwing Venom. So like when Harry Osborn becomes the Green Goblin Mark II, I really think they're kind of throwing way too many villains into this movie. I really would love to see I really would have loved to see Venom in Spider-Man 4 and then Sandman in Spider-Man 5, but I would have actually preferred this with Pete Parker against Harry Osborn. Not like you do in most of this film, but then you've got like Sandman going on and then the Venom stuff going on. I really kind of think they throw too much into one movie. And it ends the Sanny Raimi films really badly. So that's the one thing I have to say about Spider-Man 3. Even though I pretty much do enjoy it, I do enjoy it a little bit, but not as too much. So, yeah, sorry to all you Spider-Man 3 lovers, but Spider-Man 3 isn't really the greatest Spider-Man movie. I mean, I think they're just throwing too many villains and stuff. And then, of course, we have Spider-Man, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Again, having the same problem. You got the story arc with Electro going on. And then, of course, you got Harry Osborn becoming the Green Goblin because he's trying to find a way to survive. He's dying. And then, of course, we have the Rhino in it as well at the end. So you do kind of have a bit too much going on with the main villains. 2 of them against 1 Spider-Man, probably not enough. I mean, No Way Home, I've seen some clips of it. I know we have spoiler alert in it. And, of course, I know we got 3 versions of Spider-Man in it, I have to say. But I'm really looking forward to sitting down watching that. And Electro is probably my favourite villain out of Andrew Garfield films. I really kind of enjoy him in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, so I'm quite looking forward to seeing him in Spider-Man No Way Home. But I have to say, Green Goblin, when he literally throws into this with Harry Osborn, not as great. It's not as great as it was with Tobey Maguire, but it's not really. I think it has too many villains and too many plot holes in it. Plus, Gwen Stacy dies in it as well, so this is the only time Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man does actually suck, really, because, I mean, Tobey Maguire saves his version of MJ quite a few times. You have Tom Holland saving MJ and all his classmates in the last 2 films. And Andrew Garfield can't even save Gwen. Says a lot, that does. So, my 6 favourites in 6th place It is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Now, I can't... Sorry. I absolutely do enjoy Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Again, it doesn't really focus much on Peter Parker. It focuses on Miles Morales. And I really think that's kind of good, because even though Miles Morales came into it roundabout in the comics and stuff. So I really think it's kind of cool that they tried doing it with another Spider-Man, not Peter Parker that we know, even though Peter Parker is in it, and it just throws some callbacks to the Sam Raimi universe, like with the Spider-Man like dancing. But it's pretty much enjoyable. I do like some of the villains, because you do have Doc Ock, a woman version of Doc Ock, as well as the Kingpin, which really hasn't appeared in a Spider-Man film so far, the Kingpin, because I remember watching the 1994 cartoons, and I used to love the Kingpin. I really think it was a great villain. And to have the Kingpin in this film, I really think it's great. So I'm quite hoping we get a live-action Spider-Man, with Spider-Man having to battle against the Kingpin at some point. Now, in fifth place, it is The Amazing Spider-Man. Yes, Andrew Garfield's outing as Spider-Man is my fifth favourite, because, one, I really like Doc Connors. I like the whole thing going on with Oscorp. I kind of like his background story with his parents, and his parents have to leave him with his Aunt May and Uncle Ben. And then he has to suffer them, like, dying. He has to, like, being raised by his aunt and uncle. His uncle gets shot. So it's kind of like a new reboot, but I really think it's kind of done it in a darkish storytelling way. And I absolutely love the Lizard. The special effects of the Lizard in this is absolutely great. I absolutely love it. And then when you have that massive fight with them at Oscorp, and then you have the Lizard saying, "No mother, no father, no uncle, all alone." And then you just got Gwen's father there with a gun, goes, "He's not alone." I just absolutely love The Amazing Spider-Man. I really think Andrew Garfield's first film is 10 times better than The Amazing Spider-Man 2. So I'm quite looking forward to seeing him in No Way Home. That's already been rumored for. That was already rumored for me. Sorry, I should have said spoilers. Now, my fourth favourite film is, of course, Spider-Man Far From Home, the second entry of a solo film for Tom Holland's Spider-Man. And I love it. I absolutely love it. So we kind of have something going on with the skulls from Captain Marvel. But I kind of like the way we kind of have Mysterio being set up by Iron Man, because it's like some people like Tony Stark really made the wrong side of enemies, and he's absolutely great. I do like Mysterio. I think he's a great villain, and the way he literally makes the world think Spider-Man killed him at the end of it, when you have Jane Jabason's MCU counterpart announcing that Spider-Man killed Mysterio. I really think that's another great twist in it, and I absolutely do like Spider-Man Far From Home. I really think it's a good outing, and plus it's not only set in New York. You got it set in New York, you got it set in Venice, you got it set in London. It's absolutely great. I absolutely do love Spider-Man Far From Home. Next. So in third place, it is Spider-Man 2. Yes, Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man is absolutely amazing. Now, while filming this, Tobey Maguire actually did hurt his back. So the way they actually make him, like, say, "Ow, my back," when he falls off the roof trying to get his superpowers back, I think that's kind of a great way to do it. I absolutely love Doc Ock. I think Doc Ock is an interesting villain. And I know he's in Spider-Man No Way Home, because you see him in the trailer. So I'm quite glad we got him back, and I'm quite seeing what they're going to do with his kind of character from this film. I kind of love it how it sets up the Harry Osborn storyline, because even though Harry Osborn thinks Spider-Man's killed his father, who was actually the Green Goblin in the first film, I just really think it's a great Spider-Man movie. I really do enjoy Spider-Man 2. Now, my second favourite Spider-Man film is, of course, Spider-Man 1 from 2002. This sets up Sam Raimi's universe really, really well done. I like the woman who plays Mary Jane in this. Tobey Maguire is fantastic Spider-Man, like he is through all of his films. I absolutely love Willem Dafoe as the Green Goblin. Out of my favourite villains, the actors who have played the villains, Willem Dafoe is my all-time favourite. I really think he's fantastic as the Green Goblin, and I absolutely love him as the Green Goblin. I think he's an interesting villain and stuff. So when you see him like experimenting to do the human trials and at Oscorp, and he literally goes wrong, and he becomes the Green Goblin because his insanity takes over. And you do see that. I think that's just one of the best things about it. And I love the fact you have Tobey Maguire finding out, and he goes, "Mr. Osborn." He goes, "Peter, don't tell Harry." And he literally finds his glider into his stomach, and he impales him. And he goes, "Don't tell Harry." Yeah, I just think that's a great ending for his character. Willem Dafoe is absolutely amazing in Spider-Man. I really think he should actually come back, and at some point I do actually love his Spider-Man. I absolutely do like Spider-Man 1. I think it's great. So, my all-time favourite Spider-Man film, have you not guessed it already, it is Spider-Man Homecoming. I absolutely love this one because not only does it have the cameo appearance of Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, but it introduces the kind of comic book villain known as the Vulture. Now, growing up, I used to have a load of comic books of Spider-Man versus the Vulture. I don't know when my mum and dad used to get them for me, because my mum and dad used to get me a load of comic books of Spider-Man with the Vulture. And I always loved having the Vulture comics and stuff, because I really think the Vulture was an interesting villain. And the fact is that for the first MCU film, they have Adrian Toomes, aka the Vulture, in it, who basically is done wrong by Tony Stark yet again. And it sets up the whole thing. And then you got Peter having a crush on his daughter, Liz. And then when he finds out that... when you got that moment when he walks into the house and he's like, shit. Like that, and he realises that Liz's dad is the guy who's selling the illegal weapons of Stark technology and the Tactari equipment, to make these special weapons. I really like it. And then, of course, when you have Iron Man taking off his suit, saying, "If you're nothing about the suit, you should not even have the suit." And then, of course, he goes back to his original suit that we see in Spider-Man, in Captain America Civil War, where you kind of see his, onesie. I absolutely do like Spider-Man Homecoming. I really think it's an interesting film. So that is how I rank the Spider-Man movies. So, from the Sam Raimi universe, from Andrew Garfield's universe, from the Amazing Spider-Man universe, and the MCU. So, as you can tell, I'm really looking forward to sitting down and watching in the cinema tomorrow Spider-Man No Way Home. I really think it's going to be interesting, and I can't wait to watch it. This is going to be a quick test run today. I want to see how does talking about Marvel does on my channel, because the Star Trek videos didn't really do too well on my channel. What I tried to do early this year, so I'm hoping I'll try and make a bit more content and stuff. So yeah. Let me know in the comments what you think of the Spider-Man films. Who is your favourite Spider-Man? Is it Tobey Maguire? Is it Andrew Garfield? Is it Tom Holland? Let me know in the comments. Please do like, subscribe, and share. And join me for more content later tomorrow. Probably a Doctor Who video will come out tomorrow. Probably. Thank you for watching and have a great day.